Other interesting cultural news, you have Bud Light attempting to tweet. This one about the San Francisco Sweepstakes. And of course, as usual, you have mostly fake responses. And I was going to say, let's see here. There might be one or two. Might be. That's what we're going to investigate today, right here and right now. Now, in terms of branding, this perhaps would be the most appropriate branding combination when you consider San Francisco. This one being the San Francisco 49ers. Now, their text before the little, it's not even a meme, it's a little picture of the can and the helmet, says, quote, "The 49ers game starts now. Reply at easy to celebrate and at sweepstakes to turn every TD into a chance to win," unquote. They're too lazy to even spell out the word touchdown? Ridiculous. And easy to celebrate, that's a debate in and of itself. Is it easy to, if you won a Bud Light, would you celebrate? In terms of easiness, I'd have to think you'd probably take the Bud Light case into your closet and maybe a little jump up and down for a second, or maybe like a hooray. Like, I don't see anyone bombastically being excited to win this product. I mean, there's only 9 uses for Bud Light. Previously, we discussed if you won the case of Bud Light, again, a good example of being a winner or loser at the same time, you could use it for ballast if you were into hot air ballooning. And instead of having sandbags, you just have cases of Bud Light outside of your little hot air balloon. If you need to go up, you just cut the rope and let the Bud Light fall to the ground. However, if the Bud Light case were to hit someone in the head, it might be bad for the health. However, not as bad as ingesting the product, I would guess. Now, in terms of the 10th use case for what would I do or what would someone do if they were to win a case of Bud Light, I can't help but wonder, what would you do? You could certainly use it as a doorstop. That's probably one of the most popular responses. Thanks to the comics section, we actually did think of another one where if you have a water outage at your facility, you could use the Bud Light to fill up the reservoir in the toilet. So that way, if you had to use the facilities, you could flush and it would be replenished with Bud Light. That way you could save money because you're not buying water, diluted water, to actually use that process. That seemed to be a very good, legitimate use case for it, and I appreciate that feedback to come up with that. I'm trying to think of what would be maybe the 10th use case if you're to win a case of Bud Light through this sweepstakes. It's one of those fascinating things. I thought my other suggestion would be you can maybe crush the cans and use it as kind of some to fix the roads in the United States, because they're always perpetually in disarray, I would argue, because they're designed to be almost disposable, and the public sector likes job guarantees. So you could perhaps fill potholes with aluminum cans that used to be Bud Light. But if you won a case of Bud Light, it would perhaps be against the Geneva Convention. We use it for torture in terms of you have some prisoners of war, you just force them to drink the Bud Light. I'm not again. That may be violated of American values because we are against cruel and unusual punishment in most cases. So, unfortunately, I don't think that would be an appropriate use case for it at the moment. But if I won a case of Bud Light, what would I possibly use it for? Perhaps as a coolant for a vehicle. That perhaps might be one. There's gotta be something on the tip of my tongue. If I won a case of Bud Light, you could. I don't recommend this, but if you live in New Jersey or California, where guns are basically banned, you could use Bud Light as a weapon. You could use it as a blunt object. Or, if you were to throw Bud Light, and I don't recommend this, if you were to throw Bud Light at someone, they'd be so revolted by the sight of the product and so scared of accidentally having it hit them and break open, in which they might actually ingest the product. If you threw a case or a can of Bud Light at someone breaking into your home, they may very well run away because of the risk of possibly accidentally ingesting the product. I think that might be use case number 10 of what would you do if you wanted a case of Bud Light. Let me know in the comments, what would you do if you were to win that case of Bud Light with these sweepstakes, as they have a futile attempt to try to win back what remaining customers they have, without, again, addressing the 800-pound elephant in the room, or in this case, the 800-pound cross-dressing parade. I don't know. I can't really describe it without getting banned on the YouTube. They're doing many interesting sponsorships these days. Now, this little tweet, and again, they have a picture of the Bud Light can with the NFL logo slapped right onto the can, so you know is the official beer of the NFL, which, again, that means they have money. Woo! I always wonder how many people really believe product endorsements. Not all the time, but many of the time, it means you just had a lot of money to be the exclusive sponsor to have your logo everywhere. Which is why I'm always usually skeptical when I see some types of those sponsorships and endorsements and partnerships. But nevertheless, in terms of this case, they had the Bud Light, logo And they on the can, then right above it, they got the NFL logo. And next to it, they have the helmet from the San Francisco 49ers. And again, it just says in bold font, reply this so you could win. Win. And of the 67,300 people who saw it, which again, if you're one of the most well-known brands in the world, it is kind of sad that you only got, it's kind of pathetic, you only got 67,300 views. I mean, not to brag, but my Twitter, at NICTOPPIG, I recently got 13 views. Humble brag. I would also argue, though, my views are the best views. Just quality over quantity. Now, unfortunately, many would blame the teachers' unions. Public schools are all-time low in terms of test scores for history, math, science, pretty much everything. And yet, they say they need more and more money. So, we're going to do a little bit of public service today. We're going to do some math. So, 67,300 people saw this. We're going to take that. Let's see here. So, we're going to take the number of likes, which is 637, divided by 67,300. That gives us 0.00156. Now, to turn that into a good old percentage, we're going to multiply that by 100. So that times 100, that means of everyone who saw this picture of the Bud Light next to the San Francisco helmet, only 0.1569% liked it. Also known as basically nothing. Now, it is controversial, but some people do prefer to round up. So we're going to do 0.1569. We'll do 0.157. We have now covered both turning things into percentages and rounding up. And subsequently have added more value than some public schools in the United States. Which is crazy to think, but all too real. Now, in terms of the responses, there are many responses. Just to clarify, that actually was not a stutter. That was intentional, mostly. Now, I wonder, how many of these are real? So one person actually has an authentic little blue check mark. And this person actually did reply. Are they real? Let's find out. This person by the name of Mama Bear Brandy. No comment. She just did she replied with the sweepstakes stuff. She has 888 followers. Looks like she joined in 2009. And let's look at her content. Repost for sweepstakes, repost for sweepstakes. It looks like she reposts for a sports balls team by the name of Indianapolis Colts. Though, they don't even have guns in their logo. How can you call yourself the Colts? Ridiculous. A repost about racing, repost about copious amounts of alcohol where you can win more alcohol. So, interestingly enough, a real person, however, a serial reposter to say the least. Let's see here. And of course, no one liked what she had to say. Now we have dozens of more people all doing the sweepstakes. Dozens. Let's see. Someone by the name of CJ Queen. Is she real? Alright, so she joined in 2013. 810 followers. A serial reposter strikes again. And again, it's the BS thing that at millions. Where they're going to say, repost this for a chance to win $100. Ridiculous. Every one of these people has the same reposts for that stupid at hashtag millions. I'm trying to find a single legitimate. I did just find, I had to scroll for quite some time, but I did find a real response. This person named Manhouse says, quote, if you're trying to score a boyfriend, yeah, unquote. He got 6 likes. Which again, all these other ones, no one is liking it. You have someone by the name of XTASY saying, quote, makes sense you would endorse San Fran, unquote. And this person has a GIF of a person with a man, I dare not guess the pronouns. It has an individual who is dressed up in very, skimpy outfit with a pride flag as a cape. That got 4 likes. All right, we got, let's see, Rich Mooney saying, quote, "It's a lot easier to celebrate without Bud Light. They try to be woke just to end up broke," unquote. And he got 19 likes. And he has a picture of a koozie over a beer. And the koozie actually says, "Not Bud Light," to help clarify everyone around them to know that they have a semblance of taste buds on their tongue. A lot of, Jesus. Hundreds of drones. These have to be robots. I can't imagine having so much time on your hand where you just go to every single sweepstakes and just retweet it or comment on it. Because, again, all these folks, they're not saying anything different. They're just doing the hashtags to get the free stuff. This one guy had the audacity to do it 3 times in a row. Well, who is this guy? Mr. G. Prider. He's got 135 followers. And, of course, he does the repost of that stupid hashtag millions. Where, again, they claim to give $100 away every time, what is it, once a day? Or one person who retweets and follows will win. Which, again, Jesus, this guy's, he literally reposts for those bastards every single day. That's his whole profile. Which, again, I guess, in terms of the hashtag millions, I guess that's good marketing because it gets people talking about it. I don't know. Lord only knows how they make a profit, if any. But it doesn't make me think that it's a legitimate or like an authentic company when, again, people are just reposting it to get cash. Or more realistically, probably a gift card or some type of compensation in that regard. Ridiculous to say the least. So let's try to find one more real response. Let's see. A lot of advertisements. No. I'm scrolling quite a bit. I don't think they're... Is that the only real responses? Really? And of course, I had to log in from my alternative account at the Topping Show since they banned or blocked my at NICTOPPING because I had the audacity to actually respond to a Bud Light tweet with a picture of a couple cases of Yingling saying, "Thanks for the reminder, I just went out and purchased some Yingling." They thought that was worth banning or blocking me on the Twitter. Ridiculous. I would say thin-skinned to say the least, Bud Light. Pathetic. And I think those are the only real responses. All you have is hundreds of these hashtags, which, again, if they're trying to drown out the negativity, because, again, have you heard of anyone in the past 6 to 12 months who actually authentically is excited about Bud Light or bragging about Bud Light in any way? One of my friends actually owns a not real estate company, but rather an estate sale company, and they came across a whole bunch of swag of vintage Bud Light stuff, and half the comments were saying this would have been worth a lot more, like 2 years ago. Because it was. It used to have a cult following. It used to be a huge thing, especially in the United States. It used to be a great, years ago, it used to be a great family-owned company. Subsequently, they sold out to a Belgian-based company, and this all now one big company by the name of Anheuser-Busch InBev. Though Belgium, the country, still makes great waffles and rifles. Don't get me wrong. But it'll be interesting to see when will they... Because they are spending, they said they're going to spend more marketing than ever before to try to win back the customers. But do you think these sweepstakes are winning in terms of actually gaining customers or gaining favor with customers? When again, they're just giving away these free products. And I would need all the time in the world to actually evaluate every single one of these people who are reposting it. But again, so I just clicked one more. This one's Jennifer Edie. And again, all this person does is they repost for that at millions. So again, I can't help but think it has to be an automated tool or something where these people just repost, or more accurately, they'll program everything to just repost, and then it doesn't actually take out any time out of their day. Or maybe their whole day really is just doing this. Now, interestingly enough, again, this is anecdotal evidence, just looked at about 12 different profiles of people who repost. A majority of them were stay-at-home moms with kids. And maybe that demographic is still favorable to the brand of Bud Light. I mean, when you look at who's taking their kids to drag shows, there certainly seem to be more mothers than fathers doing that. Maybe that's their new demographic or target demographic for Bud Light. But again, looking at who's retweeting it, more often than not, that is the demographic who's doing it. So again, anecdotal evidence is less than 20 people, but just taking a look today, I kind of just noticed that right here, right now. But thinking back, that kind of is a consistent theme. So let me know, do you think they'll lean into that, so to say? Or will Bud Light do anything differently, or just continue down this path? Let me know in the comments. I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I know we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, the feedback is greatly appreciated in the comment section as we make the show better and better together. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to like it, because that also helps out the video to get shared more and more. And also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.